showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. It's live and in color.
It's a Festivus miracle.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you, Merry Christmas, Happy Festivus to all. Man, especially Bills Mafia. Thank you for joining me on this Christmas day. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Dan. I hope everything is going good for you today on this Christmas day. You know, man, I wasn't going to go live today, but I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. I know it's football day. Football starts in about an hour, so why not talk to my other fam, which is the Bills Mafia fam. Most of my family is in Florida. I'm in Michigan, so it's just me and my dog, as you see over here. Over here. And you guys. So, guys, my goodness gracious, what did things work out in the Bills' favor this weekend? Everything really but the Dolphin game. The Dolphins almost lost. Boy, oh boy, it was close. But Miami pulled it out. Dallas choked at the end. Dallas, man, I don't know. They're a weird team. Let's get to some of your comments here. By stocks, almost everyone lost we need to. Absolutely. A lot of big losses. And we'll get to, let me get to that actually now. Hold on. Let's get to some of that, see what happened over the weekend so we can kind of go through everything here, guys. So, so right now, here is the standings, and I'll go on this view because you guys can see better. So, right now, Baltimore is up on the Dolphins by basically a game. If Baltimore loses, I believe the Dolphins jump them. But they do play in Week 17, so that'll be an interesting game for those two. The Chiefs, they play today. They're 9-5. The Jaguars, 8-7. They lost, I believe, over the weekend. And then you got the Cleveland Browns at 10-5. I told you guys the Browns were going to take care of business against the Texans. The Texans right now are in a lot of trouble. C.J. Stroud, 2 games in a row where he has been out with the concussion. They barely got a win last weekend, probably a game they shouldn't have won. But either way, they lost. And that's why the Bills jumped a lot of teams over the weekend. The Colts lost to the Falcons. I didn't see that coming. I got to be honest with you. I thought the Colts were going to beat the Falcons. They did not. They fall to 8-7. Obviously, the Texans, the Pittsburgh Steelers helped us out by beating the Cincinnati Bengals. So right now, and also the Denver Broncos lost to the New England Patriots last night. So all these teams right now, starting from, let's say, the Denver Broncos are 7-8 right now. Bengals 8-7, Steelers 8-7, Texans 8-7, Colts 8-7, and there is the Buffalo Bills sitting at 9-6. Listen, we control our own destiny at this point. We win out, we are in the playoffs. Matter of fact, we can get into the playoffs next week with some help. We can clinch a spot, so a wild card spot that is. So, but either way, listen, win out, you're in, you know. Tricks, all we need is the Steelers and Bengals lose next week. We clinch a playoff spot. Exactly. So, yeah, is it possible? Sure it is. Of course it is. Both those teams are teams that can lose. You know that. Steelers are so, you don't know what you're getting from the Steelers week in and week out. You know, and the Bengals right now, how many games can they really win with Browning as quarterback? I don't see it happening. We killed Dallas, and Miami just got by. We held Dallas to 3. Yeah, you know, I get it, but I don't always go on that, like, this team killed this team, so we should be better than that. Like, Because look, we barely squeaked by the Chargers, who got blown out. Gave up 63 points. You get what I'm saying? So I don't always go by that. I just go by, I don't even, honestly, I don't know what I go by anymore because this team's weird. Okay. Yeah, we probably should have scored 40 points against the Chargers, but I don't always go by like what a team did the week before. But yeah, man, I don't know. This team is so. I'm talking about our team is so. This season, guys, is mind-boggling. We should have lost that game yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We lost time of possession. We lost a turnover battle. I felt like the Chargers played better for most of the game, and we got away with one. We most definitely got away with a win. Let me go back to regular screen. So we definitely got away with a win yesterday, guys. If you look at the the stats, which I'll show you right now. Let me go to the stats so you guys kind of see what I'm talking about here as far as the stats go. All right. If you look at the stats, I mean, my God, like team stats alone, guys, is terrible. So they won time of possession 33 minutes to 26, and then the turnover battles 3-0. We didn't even have a turnover. Like we didn't even cost a turnover, right? We had 3 of them, 2 lost fumbles and an interception thrown. You're not going to win games like that, right? The red zone, we were 2 for 3. They were 1 for 3. So probably there's your difference in the ball game. But overall, guys, I mean, it was an ugly win. It was an ugly win, and who knows if they had Easton Stick, if that game, if they had their quarterback Herbert playing, if the game would have been any different. I don't know. But I will say this too. Sometimes it's tough to play a team, that is coming in off a big loss like that, a new head coach or interim head coach, a quarterback that you aren't familiar with, you don't have a lot of film on. They also switched things up a lot in that game. Even the broadcasters were saying that the Chargers doing a lot of different things, showing a lot of different looks against the Bills that they weren't doing this season. So, were the Bills throwing off a little bit? Probably. Christmas weekend, they probably weren't on their A game, but a win's a win. I'll take it. Let me get to some of these. Let me get to some of your chat. By the way, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I don't go by that either, but it's very recent. Yeah, I got you. Atlanta pulled their rookie and put Taylor Heineke in. I had a feeling he would ball out. Yeah, man. Heineke, I like him. He's not a bad... I'd take him as a backup any day. That Chargers game, we had 3 turnovers, 90%. Yeah, exactly. Not to mention the time possession. Dan, on the road, 3 turnover differential and lost time possession of 1. Tommy, I sure hope you pay attention to chat. Unlike other creators. Yeah, man. That's funny, Roy. Dan, a few things go Bills' way. They win by 14 easy. I agree. Let me get to this comment real quick. I'm not going to... Listen. I am not going to call out any of these other content creators out there that covered the Buffalo Bills. I respect you guys. I respect what they do. Anyone that does this, I gotta give respect to. Right? It's not easy to come on to do this, to go on camera live, and just put the work in. But my God, like if you're going live, respect, like show some love back to the chat. Like that's the whole purpose of going live. Like if you don't want to interact with your chat, then fucking make a video, record, and just throw it out there. Much easier. You don't have to interact with your subscribers. No problem. But it's like, oh my God, dude, if you're going live, that's the whole point. It's the interaction with your chat. Like, listen, I accept super chats. Of course, I'm monetized. Like, that's the whole, thing. We want to get monetized. We want our channels to grow big. I get that part. But if you're only going to respond to people that are paying you money, I don't know, man. Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't. Like, I thank you guys for throwing me super chats, but I'll respond to probably 95% of your chats, regardless if they're super chats or they're not. I was on one the other day, and I'm like messaging. I must have thrown like 4 messages out there. Nothing. No response. And it wasn't just me. It was everyone else in the chat. No responses. Nothing by the host. And it's like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I got right off that channel. I'm like, all right, fuck, you don't want to acknowledge anyone in the chat, and then go fuck yourself, man. Like, you ain't anything special. So I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. It bothers me, shit like that. Anyways, back to the program. Merry Christmas, Sword. I appreciate you, man. Love it, Tommy. Yeah, man. I saw you on. I couldn't resist. Yeah, Roy, man. What's up, brother? I appreciate you, man. Listen, guys, by the way, I appreciate all y'all support, love for this channel. It's been honestly a blessing, man. I started this in 2020, and shit, man. I'm at 5,000 subscribers. Like, I never thought. When I got 100 subscribers, I was like, holy shit, 100 people watch this channel. It's unbelievable. How do we lose to the Jags? How do we lose to the Patriots? How do we lose to the Broncos? I mean, my God, there's a lot of games. How do we lose? How do we almost lose to the Giants? On a call, by the way, we should have got called for pass interference. They should have ran the ball in. We probably should have lost that game. How do we almost squeak by the Tampa Bay Bucks when they were playing some bad football? There's a lot of games where it's like, I don't understand it. But then how the hell did we blow out the Dolphins? And how the hell did we blow out the Dallas Cowboys? And then we come back and we barely beat the Chargers. So I don't know. Honestly, guys, this team, I don't know anymore. It's so confusing. I don't know what we're going to get week in, week out. I do my score predictions, and I'm like, okay, we just beat the Cowboys 31-10. This offense is clicking. Here we go, baby. And then we barely beat the Chargers, who just got smoked the week before. Bro, it's so fucking confusing. I don't get it. I will say this, too, man. That 12 personnel shit is terrible. It's awful. It doesn't work. Have you noticed Dalton Kincaid's numbers are dog shit ever since Dawson Knox returned? Guys, let's be real. I like Dawson Knox. I do. I think he's a good football player. But he ain't better than Dalton Kincaid, not in the receiving game. And I think since he's returned, Joe Brady's and Sean McDermott wants to, for some reason, do this 12 personnel. They have to have Dawson Knox involved. And now there goes Dalton Kincaid's route tree. Let's shorten it up again. Everything's shortened underneath for Dalton Kincaid now. We're getting the fucking week 1 through week 6 Dalton Kincaid back. I mean, I feel bad for the kid. I do. He's better. Listen, guys, he is better than what you've been seeing over the last 3 games since Dawson Knox returned. You all know, you all seen the good side of Dalton Kincaid. Now we're back to, fucking what Ken Dorsey was throwing out there with fucking Dalton Kincaid. I don't get it. Roy, this has been one of the worst good years from the Bills I've seen in many, many years. So confusing. Right? Guys, I watched that game yesterday. I was in my chair going, this is going to be a blowout. We're going to smoke these fucking Chargers. Not to mention, Bills Mafia was running the joint. It was like a fucking home game. Beautiful weather. Right? There's no excuses. Where is the excuse in that game, guys? I mean, the only thing I could come up with is, like I said, maybe they didn't have any film, or I know not much film on the quarterback. the Chargers are throwing different looks at the Bills. But my God, Sean McDermott, bro, you are a fucking head coach who has way more experience than their coach as far as being a head coach. Josh Allen is far better than fucking Easton Stick. Our defense, who is a veteran defense, should have just, I don't care what they're doing differently. Bro, I don't understand it. I do not get why we do that to ourselves. We put ourselves in such terrible positions. Rob Snyder, hello, Tommy, go Bills. Go Bills. Thank you, Robbie, for showing up to the podcast. I appreciate you, man. FG, hi there, and good morning. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Merry Christmas to you, and a happy Festivus. And you know what? I'll do it again.
It's a Festivus miracle.
That's right.
It's a Festivus miracle.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt that game was. It was a Festivus miracle that we squeaked by and won. Guys, I gotta say, I was just like, when that game was up close to the end and we were losing at one point, right? I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be a terrible post game podcast, and I'm gonna have many fan bases in my podcast saying how the Bills suck. we're has-beens, whatever they're gonna say. Trust me, it was already going through my head, like, oh my God, here we go. We're gonna hear it from the rest of the league. The fan bases are gonna just chew us apart, right? Oh my God, Triggs. It has to be a coaching thing. It just has to be. Supporting this team is like being in a toxic relationship. It is. Absolutely. Guys, like, I just said on Friday Night Lights, we talked about it. I said, I think maybe, holy shit, Sean McDermott might have gotten his act together. Like, maybe he's coaching to win and not coaching not to lose. Like, maybe he's getting that aggressive nature out. Like, like he understands now that, you can't be coaching that way. You got to coach this way. And he comes out in this game. It's like, team seems unprepared, lost at times, turnovers. Not to mention, James Cook coming off a career day against the Cowboys, fumbles not once but twice, and got lucky that we got the ball back. The one fumble, Deontay Hardy fumbled. At one point I was like, dude, just fair catch the fucking ball. I've been so waiting for Deontay Hardy to have a punt return for a touchdown. At this point, I don't even care for it. Fair catch it. That's it. Don't move. Please. Like, man. Golly. Let me get some of your comments. Roy, our wide receivers have been absent for many weeks. Gabe finally shows up for one game. That's what he does. I am very concerned with the lack of production from this group. I am too. And I said it pregame. I'll get to that comment in a minute. I said it pregame. I told you guys that I thought that game they were going to start like getting the receivers more involved against a bad Chargers team, like, try to get their mojo back. And Gabe did. Gabe Davis had one of his Gabe performances. But what's going on with Stephon Diggs? Like, he's not right. Like, he is not right, guys. Maybe this 8 days little break here till we play the Patriots might help. Maybe something physically is wrong. But, he ain't right. Like, no matter how we want to sugarcoat it, something ain't right with Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. Also, Joe Brady. I know you're not watching. I know you could give two shits about the Mafia Sports Report and what Tommy has to say. However, maybe somebody who knows you watches this show and will will relay this message to you. Stop with the fucking wide receiver screen passes. They do not work. Or they don't work for us. Josh Allen doesn't throw them good. It's not a good way to start a football game. Stop it. Please. You're driving me fucking insane with the wide receiver screen passes. They don't work. It almost got Stephon Diggs hurt to begin with. It's just a bad, we don't do it well. Stop it. All right. Golly. Tommy, to the Bills office Saturday, it looked like yes, it did a little bit. I will say the last drive was a really good drive. That was well put together, like executed. Play calls were smooth. But my God, like everything seemed to be a struggle. The offensive line, by the way, for as much as I've been saying they've been doing good this year, I feel like their pass protection over the last 2-3 weeks has been pretty bad. Pretty bad. Like run blocking, pretty good. Not bad. Pass protection, a lot of breakdowns. Mitch Morse, too. I don't know what's going on with Mitch Morse. Maybe his age is showing. Maybe he needs this break, too. Or Stewart. Tommy, flip his stress after sesh. Just give me one flipping Super Bowl. I would be happy. That's all honestly, guys, that's all I want to. Like, give me one. Just come on, man. Golly. Jose, Merry Christmas, man. I appreciate you popping in, man. Listen, I understand it's Christmas. I understand you guys are probably with your fam. I'm not. Like, you guys today are like my Christmas family, right? Like, I don't have family here. And when you get to a certain age, you don't have like a ton of friends anymore where you're like, and even if I did, they're probably with their girlfriends or their family. So it's me and my pup hanging out and you guys on Christmas. So I appreciate you guys for even being here on Christmas. Like, I'm sure you got a lot of stuff going on. So thank you for even popping in for a second. So, Jose, thank you. Jose, my God, it was almost a nightmare before Christmas. I know, my God, but it was a Festivus. It's a Festivus miracle. The Bills won that game. So I want to get to, because normally I was going to record this video, guys, by the way. I was going to do a recording today. Like what I normally do, the takeaways from the game, all that stuff. But I'll do that today with you guys real quick. Why not? Because I'm here now. So let's do the first one, which is the What We Learn. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. So let's go What We Learn. What we learned is we don't fucking know what team we're getting week after week. I'll start off the article by saying that. Right? I have no idea what we are at this season. No idea. All right. Gabe still has it in him. He does. Right? Gabe Davis is not fully back. In 4 of his past 6 games prior to facing the Chargers, he did not have a catch. That's terrible. But the Bills receiver did have a huge outing in LA, 4 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. There's still something there in Davis. Well, yeah. I mean, he's not guys, Gabe Davis isn't a terrible receiver. He's actually God, how do I say that? He can be good. He can be good, but he's too inconsistent. He's another one where it's just like it's a head scratcher. He's inconsistent. He's kind of like our Buffalo Bills this season. You don't know what you're going to get week after week. One week, Gabe Davis could be fucking phenomenal. 4 catches, 130 yards. The next week, I don't know. Right? Where is he? And that's how the Buffalo Bills season has gone. Like 48-20, Bills crush the Dolphins. Go to London to play the Jaguars. What the fuck was that? We lose. Like, that's it. That's Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is the Buffalo Bills, right, this season. Oh, sure, Tommy. Just record it so you don't have to bother. Yeah, I don't want to bother you guys. Guys bother me. I gotta actually look over. I gotta take my time with my mouse here. I gotta click over, and I gotta hit this button here that shows a comment, and I actually gotta take my sweet time to address your comments. Like, it's really tough. It's difficult. I know. I know. It takes a lot of time and patience to actually respond back to you guys. Like, it's honestly, Roy, come on, you know what I'm talking about. So ridiculous. I cannot believe. Listen, I'll tell you this. I understand if you got fucking 500,000 subscribers and you go live, like some of these big time YouTubers, when they go live, they got like 2,000, 3,000 people in the chat. And the chat's just going crazy. Fine. I get it. You're not going to get to your chats. I understand. Trust me. When we went live one time, when we went live with the Bills-Bengals game last year, with the whole Damar Hamlin thing, we had like 2,000 people or 2,500 or something crazy in the chat. And the chat, like the guys, it was so fast. I could not respond to everybody. I get that. Like, that part I understand. But when you got like 50, 100 people, bro, it's not going that fast. You can respond to most of your chats. Like, what the fuck? No excuse. Davis is a boom or bust player. That's why he's not in a wide receiver too. I know, I get it, but his numbers aren't terrible. I think he's at like he's on pace to pretty much get what he got last year, like 8 something, which isn't awful. I gotta be honest with you. It's not terrible. It's just he's so inconsistent. Why did we get away from passing to the backs? I don't know. Don't know. Gabe Davis will have a very interest-free. He will. He really will. I got to be honest with you, because I think he has like 775 right now. I could be wrong. He's around 7-something. We still got 2 games left. He could potentially get around 850, 900, depending on the next 2 games, right? He could have a big game and get 900 yards, right? Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what his, market will be, like what the market will be for Gabe Davis. I don't know. I don't think he'll be back in Buffalo. Chris, happy Festivus. Seinfeld, one of my all-time favorite shows. You know what's funny? I don't know if a lot of people in here got that reference, but thank you, Chris, for getting that reference. I can't take Davis. I'm sorry. No, I agree. Listen, Jose, I agree. But for now, you're going to have to. you got no choice, and you need him to step up. You get what I'm saying? Like, right now, we are what we are. We have who we have. You need Gabe Davis to step up. So you may not be a fan of him, but we need Gabe Davis to have his best games as a Buffalo Bill in this stretch. We do. There's no magical, like, Justin Shorter's not, going to suit up and just be this fucking dynamic receiver and take over. That's just not going to happen. Like, we're going to have to go in the offseason and find us a number 2. You get what I'm saying? So, Roy, thank you for that. I appreciate it. 43 receptions, 725. Yeah, so that's not, guys, it's not terrible. It's really not that bad for a number 2. Of course, we would like our number 2 to have a 1,000-yard season. I get that, right? But to be fair, we haven't. It's crazy, guys, the stat. We haven't had 2 1,000-yard receivers in the same season since Eric Moulds and Peerless Price, 2002. We are in 2023, guys. We've had some decent receivers on this roster. I'm just pointing that out. So it's not always easy to find a number 2. You all get what I'm trying to say? We've had number 1s throughout our time here, right? Watching the Bills. We know that, right? So obviously, right, like I won't go too far back, but let's start with the Eric Moulds, right? Eric Moulds, Peerless Price. So what happens with that season, guys? What happens? Peerless Price, I think he had 1,200 yards that season. Guess what? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Right? He's gone to Atlanta, right? See ya, right? Now it's just Eric Moulds. Then Eric Moulds, he's here as long as he could fucking stand to be here. 10 years of his career. I feel so bad for Eric Moulds, by the way. I'm going to tell you straight up. I don't care what anyone fucking says. Y'all can believe what you want. But Eric Moulds would have been a Hall of Fame player if he played for a fucking better team. He was that dynamic of a receiver. It's just he played for the sorry-ass Buffalo Bills. And nobody ever talks about that guy the way that he should be talked about. I think he had 6 different starting quarterbacks or 7, something crazy like that. I think he had 3 or 4 different head coaches, 2 GMs. I think he had 5 different OCs in a period of 10 years. And he had a little over 9,000 yards with us. He was 5 yards short of 10,000 for his career. If he played anywhere else with a better quarterback, like a quarterback that was on the team for a while, or like a John Elway, that dude would have been a Hall of Fame. There's no doubt in my mind. But we ruined our players back then. But anyways, so moving forward, right? So Eric Moulds, Lee Evans. Lee Evans had nobody next to him, right? Stevie Johnson, right? T.O., right? Stephon Diggs, John Brown. Now, John Brown had the 1,000 yards, but you can kind of thank Josh Allen for that. Now, Stephon had Cole Beasley, and Cole Beasley was just short, 50 yards short? But it don't matter. He didn't get the 1,000. So we can sit here and talk about how great Diggs and Beasley was, but Beasley never got 1,000. So it's been, 21 years since we had 2 receivers with 1,000 yards on the same team? It's not, guys, I'm trying to say, it's not that easy, right? You have, there's not many T. Higgins out there running around, right? Like the Bengals, they got lucky, in a way. They drafted good. It is what it is. We got Gabe Davis in the 4th round? Yeah, guys, it's a fucking 4th round player. What do you want? It is what it is. He's been okay. I'm not going to totally shit on Gabe Davis. He's not, we're sitting here talking like Gabe Davis was a 1st round pick or even a 2nd round pick. It's a fucking 4th round pick. What did you really expect from Gabe Davis? I don't think anyone expected Gabe Davis when we drafted him to be this monster receiver. So I'm just throwing that out there. I think we're a little bit too critical of him, but I agree with you guys in saying we do need a solid number 2, but it's easier said than done. So what do the Bills do? Draft early, a receiver early, and miss out on something, that we probably need better on this team? It's very tricky when it comes to that stuff, guys. Unless you trade for one, or unless you sign a free agent like Mike Evans. But where's the money coming from? Now, of course, I always told you guys, the salary cap, right? I don't know. It could be always manipulated. It's, manipulated, moved around. I don't always believe that, we got no money. We had no money when we signed Von Miller and 12 other players that year. So, if there's a player that Brandon Beane really wants to get, he'll make it happen. Any GM will make it happen. So I'm just throwing that out there. Roy, there was a game early in the season where Gabe was getting short and intermediate targets, and he did well. That was the only game that happened, and maybe try that again. Maybe. I don't know. Jose, Tom, I'm making you Bean 1st round. What are you going to take position-wise? God, it's tough. I hate to say it, we probably got to go defense because here's the problem. Daquan Jones is going to be a free agent. I don't know if they re-sign him, right? I don't know if they have the money or they want to. We're also, Shaq Lawson's gone. AJ Epinessa's gone. Jordan Phillips is gone. We don't know yet what's going on with Von Miller. Von Miller will ever get back to. Right? So we need defensive line help. So I'm probably going with the defensive line, maybe an edge, maybe a tackle, probably a tackle. And then you got worries like safety position. Micah Hyde. Is he going to retire or is he going to move on? It not only that, it's his last year anyways. Jordan Poyer. Now, he has one more year left, but the Bills could really let him go, save some money. Do we need a safety help? Wide receiver number 2, right? There's a lot. So where do you begin? But if I'm Brandon Beane, I think I'm going defensive tackle or edge, man. I think we're going to need some help there. We're going to be shorthanded. I don't know what Brandon Beane's going to do in the offseason for free agents. So it's a little tricky there too, Jose, because let's say Brandon Beane pulls the trigger and gets like a Mike Evans. Let's just say he does, right? Boom. Okay, well, there goes my, wide receiver number 2 option in the draft. Get what I'm saying? Or let's say he signs a safety, a top safety that's out there, a free agent market. Or let's say he gets a defensive tackle somewhere. So I got to wait till free agency ends before I really start going that route. But right now, as we speak, I think I would go defensive line. Dallas, Merry Christmas, Tommy. Cowboys didn't bother to help us, unfortunately. No, but every other team lost that we needed to lose. So, you know what? Cool. I was 50-50 on that game to begin with. I thought that Dallas-Dolphin game, Cowboys-Dolphin game, could have went either way. You know what I mean? It was in Miami, but I did think Dallas was going to win because I just thought, man, they just got smoked by us. They're going to Miami, a better weather, even though it was pouring, by the way, at one point in the game. But I just thought they would, bounce back, but they did not. I'll tell you what hurt them. That opening drive where they fumbled at the 1-yard line. Momentum's everything, guys. That was such a momentum swing. If the Dallas Cowboys score in that opening possession, who knows how the rest of that game goes? You never know. But I thought Dallas's defense, for the most part, held up until the very end. And then they were doing what we do. Soft zone, giving up fucking mad space to the receivers. Stupid. Put pressure. What are you doing? It's so mind-boggling these coaches that coach scared. I can't fucking stand it. And they got a good defensive coordinator. So I don't even understand what they were doing there. But yeah, they lost. But I'll tell you what. Dolphins got to go to Baltimore. And Baltimore has something to play for. So, I think Baltimore could beat Miami in Baltimore. And then it's going to come down to Week 18, guys. Week 18 for the division. I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks now. I think that's how it's going to play out. Roy Beasley would have gotten 1,000 yards if that bum Matt Barkley didn't get injured on his shit ass back. He would have, true, but my point is it didn't happen. So we can sit here and say he would have got it, should have got it. It didn't happen. But I agree. If he probably stays healthy, he probably gets it. But listen, in the record books, right, or in the stat books, whatever you want to go, it didn't happen, right? Like I was talking about 10 minutes ago. Eric Mould would probably be a Hall of Fame player right now if he played for a different team other than the Buffalo Bills. But he didn't. So those are the facts, man. Merry Christmas, Linda. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're having a good Christmas. I hope everyone's having a good Christmas, actually. Jose, seriously, is Vaughn out there faking a pass rush? How do you run so far around and don't hold the edge? Hell, at this point, I'd rather see him drop in the middle. I don't know what he's doing. I don't get that either. He goes so deep around that edge, man. He gets so behind the quarterback. He's never in the play. I don't get it. He doesn't go into the inside. He did a few times in the Chiefs game. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Vaughn might be coming back. I saw some swim moves he was doing where he was actually breaking into the inside and putting pressure on Mahomes. And I'm like, okay, maybe his knee's feeling better, maybe. we're right back to him going deep out on these edge rushes, and all what's happening is the offensive lineman is pushing him even deeper back in the backfield. He's doing nothing, like zero. I don't get it, and I don't see anything he's doing out there like differently. He's just doing the same. He's trying to do like a bull rush or a speed rush to the outside edge, and all he's doing is getting pushed back and back, deeper and deeper. I don't know. I maybe he's just still not right, man. I don't know. Beats me. Robert, one of the challenges faced McDermott, getting outcoached every game. I feel Saturday McDermott stuck his nose in the offensive game plan. That's why the offense was so bland. I feel like they were trying to get the receivers back in play. It's all about the ifs. I know. But yeah, I think the goal again, in the Chargers game, I believe that McDermott and Brady wanted to get the receivers back, like get their mojo back, get Allen and the receivers gelling again, on the same page, whatever you want to call it. And then maybe they were forcing that at times. It didn't help that James Cook fumbled twice, though. You kind of like are. By the way, fumbled twice in LA, a nice, beautiful day, right? But yet the week before we're playing in Buffalo, raining, the ball is wet, slick. He's fine, no fumbles. I am confused. I don't understand what happened there. Every time he ran in the middle too is where it happened, and at the end there, I was like, bro, just put Fournette in there. If you're gonna run up the middle, like on that last drive, he was making me so nervous because I felt like the Chargers were trying to punch that ball from Cook every single time he was running in the middle. To the outside, Cook was fine. But I felt like in that game, when he ran in the inside, boy, they were boiling the shit out of him. They were being super aggressive, like just punching at that ball. And I was like, yo, like Fournette really didn't play that bad, guys. He really did not play that bad. I felt like at the end there, Fournette should have got more opportunities than Cook. I hate to say it. But Cook was a liability at one point. He really was. I like him. I'm happy that he went over 1,000, but you can't put the fucking ball on the ground. And what was the excuse? The ball wasn't slick. It was a beautiful day. You got to hold the fucking ball better. Like, I'm like I said, happy you got your 1,000, but you can't put the ball on the ground, bro. Cannot do that. And now, of course, McDermott can't, put Cook off to the side, and say, oh, no, you're not going back in. You got to learn your lesson because now Cook is, everyone's like from the week before, oh, man, Cook, he's the man now. Got to hold the ball, bro. So McDermott's in a tough situation there, right? He's not going to bench a guy for fumbling the ball, though I kind of felt like at one point in the game, bro, maybe it's just not his day. Maybe Fournette should be getting the rock a little bit more. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. I know that might be not what everyone agrees on, but I also don't want to see the ball on the ground and a turnover. Roy, I don't think we'll see any resemblance of the old Vonto next season. That's probably fair, Roy. Even then, nobody knows for sure. Father Time is undefeated. Absolutely. But I'll tell you who it's not. Leonard Floyd. Listen, every player ages differently. Every player. And, of course, you got to factor in injuries. I get that as well. But some players, they play better sometimes as they get older. It happens. Some players, and I'll give you one, fucking Bruce Smith. And that's why I think the sack record will never be broken. That 200 sack record will never be broken because why? Bruce Smith stayed in the league, I think, 20 seasons. He was hurt 1 year. And it was in the early stages of his career. I think it's like 4 seasons, something like that. 3rd or 4th season. After that, Bruce Smith was fucking healthy every year. Every year. And not only was he healthy every year, but he averaged like 8 to 10 sacks throughout his career. Well, really 10 sacks if you do the numbers. 20 seasons times 2. Yeah. So, dude, like, players are retiring early now. Injuries pile up quickly, right? Look at all the guys that were talked about that potentially were going to break Bruce Smith's record. Let's start with Von Miller, right? Years ago, everyone, Von Miller, he's on this pace. He's going to break Bruce Smith's record. Nope, no, he's not. Nope, not happening. J.J. Watt. Oh, man, J.J. Watt. Watch out, J.J. Watt. Where's J.J. Watt now? He's retired. It wasn't even close. Michael Strahan. Sacker. Single season sacker. Nope. I'm telling you guys. Go look at the record book. That's one. It's so tough for these guys to stay healthy and consistent throughout their time. Like TJ Watt's doing his thing right now, but you're going to see in time he's going to get hurt. His age, like his numbers will drop. It's so tough to stay in this league for that many years and still be consistent with numbers. So that's where I'm going at with that. Jose, I'm glad he didn't bench Cook. Look, I am too, but where I'm going, Jose, with this is at the end there, when they were just trying to run out some clock, I personally, if you're running it down the gut, would have preferred Fournette in that situation because how the game went up to that point. Cook had fumbled twice running in the gut. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you should have benched him, but I would have liked to see Fournette get more carries down the stretch there if that's what they were trying to do. You get what I mean? What's up? What's up? Hey, I appreciate you hopping on, Luis, and Merry Christmas to you, brother. Carl, speaking of turnovers, if Josh had put another 5 yards on that pass to Diggs, that would have been a touchdown. It was not a bad decision. It was just underthrown. I agree, but he's not perfect. No quarterback is. You're going to make mistakes, but I do agree with you on that one. But look at the pass to Gabe Davis. He couldn't have put it in a better spot. Like, some quarterbacks will overthrow that, underthrow that. Like, Josh Allen had Gabe Davis on the run. Perfect throwing football. But, yeah, I agree. But it is what it is. Football, right? I felt like Josh Allen was okay in that game, right? He wasn't perfect. I don't think he was terrible either, though. Jose, Tom, what day did they fly out there? Was it Sunday morning? Shauna's thinking on that. It's scary. Yeah. We're talking about on where? Talking about L.A.? No, we played Saturday. So I don't know what day they flew out there. I'll be honest with you. Roy, I hope Ty Johnson is back for the Patriots game. He's a better relief for Cook than the other two are. I think he's a different back. He's younger, fresher legs. But I honestly, Roy, I kind of like what I saw from Fournette. And we didn't see a lot, but I kind of like what I saw. I thought he brought physicality. I thought he was when he was in there, he did good at pass protection. That's one thing that Cook struggles in. Ty Johnson's better at pass protection than James Cook, so that's good too. But I agree. Like, I wouldn't mind. I still don't mind. Ty Johnson, but I think they might go 3 or 4 backs. I wouldn't hate it either. You have options there. You get what I mean? Carl, the Stars almost aligned perfectly this weekend. All the teams we wanted to win did, all except the Cowboys. Yep, and we're in the number 6 seed right now as we speak. Spears Bills talk. Merry Christmas, Tom. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Tommy, I know you meant Tommy. No problem. Bills fan, I agree with you on the Fournette thing. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I thought he did good enough to. I thought he should have got more carries down the stretch. Jose, we did get help yesterday. Back to hating the Pats. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I'll tell you again. So right now, Buffalo is in the 6th spot at 9-6, right behind Cleveland at 10-5. The Colts lost to the Falcons, which was an upset. I think the Colts should have won that. I thought the Colts were going to win that. So we jumped the Colts because of that as well. The Texans got steamrolled by the Browns. I told you guys, I didn't think the Texans were going to win that game. They're in a lot of trouble, man. Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati. That was huge for us. I thought Bengals were going to beat Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's offense has been so bad lately. And, man, they went off. And just beat the shit out of the Bengals. So that was good for us. And then obviously Denver losing to the Patriots. By the way, if you guys watch AFC East Shakedown, I predicted 23-20 Patriots, and I said that the Patriots were going to kick a last-minute field goal to win. Yeah, that's right. So I was almost close on the score. So I said 23-20. They won 26-23. So, man, damn, I was so close. But, yeah, we got a lot of help yesterday. Everything but the Dolphins. But that's okay. We still got one more weekend for the Dolphins to make a mistake. One more. If they lose to Baltimore, then it's fucking game on. As long as we take care of business at home versus the Patriots, Week 18 will be for the division, guys. Right there. It's in our fucking grasp. And that will be an epic football game, guys. Roy, it's very odd seeing Fournette back there returning. It was, but he didn't do it terrible. Yeah, it's fine. I thought the one return was fine. He's a man. I wouldn't want that dude tackling that dude coming at you full speed. Luis, we need the Bills to play like they did in the versus Cowboys. For now on, no more trying to be cute. Happy holidays. Yeah, happy holidays to you as well, my friend. Yes, you did too. So yeah, man. Listen, I don't. As far as the offense goes, I really truly believe that game against the Chargers, they were trying to get the receivers more involved, get Dawson, get that 12 personnel working again. It doesn't work. I don't mind them trying to get the receivers back involved in the game because I said it going into that game that would be the game where you probably want to try to establish the pass a little bit more than what you did the week prior against the Cowboys, which I understood. It was a raining game, bad weather game, raining. Cowboys are bad against the run. I got that. I wasn't even mad about that. Whatever gets you the dub, right? But I also said, we're not going to get that week in, week out where James Cook is the man every week. And we don't need to rely on Josh Allen or the receivers. The receivers have been playing like dog shit over the past 3 weeks, right? We needed to get them back, going again. And I felt like that Charger game, I'm like, hey, they're a bad team. We should steamroll this team. It'd be a good game to get them back involved. And my God, Gabe Davis, cool, but everybody else, once again, pulling up the stats here. Let me look at the stats real quick, guys. So the box score is not impressive. I gotta be honest with the receiving. Gabe Davis, 4 catches, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. Great. Good game, right? 4 for 6. 6 targets, 4 receptions. No problem with Gabe Davis. But here it is. Here's your rest. Here we go. Khalil Shakir, 3 for 3, right? 3 targets, 3 receptions, 45 yards. Okay. For him, that's not bad. Being the, 3rd receiver on the team. Stephon Diggs, 5 receptions on 8 targets. A couple drops, again. 29 yards. Unacceptable, man. Dawson Knox, 2 receptions, 26 yards on 2 targets. Dalton Kincaid, 2 targets, 1 reception, 7 yards. That is fucking pathetic. That is pathetic. That is concerning when your number 1 is getting 8 targets, 5 receptions, 29 yards. When you're $14 million a year tight end and Dawson Knox has 2 catches for 26 yards. When your first round draft pick Dalton Kincaid has 1 fucking reception for 7 yards. It's unacceptable. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it, guys. I know Dalton Kincaid is a better receiver than that. Forcing him into this 12 personnel is really hurting him. It's not working. I get you're paying Dawson Knox a lot of money. Figure something else out. Because ever since Dawson Knox returned, this offense has, at least this receiving crew, has been dog shit. They're fat as facts, guys. They got to play better. And that starts with Joe Brady. And I love what Joe Brady has done for this team so far. He's done a fantastic job. But stop forcing shit that's not working. Stop with the dumb wide receiver screen passes. Stop with the 12 personnel. I don't care what fucking Sean McDermott wants you to do. Tell him, be a man, and tell him it's not fucking working. Okay? Like, we need to go back to what we were doing at the 11 personnel when Dawson Knox was out hurt. Simple. Very simple. Because this shit ain't working with him in there. I'm sorry. And then guys also got to step up. Stephon Diggs has been, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. Guys, I have no idea. Zero. I don't know. He either he's hurt or something's going on there mentally. Like he's just out of the game. Like or him and Josh are the connection's not there. I don't know. But it ain't right. Something ain't right. There is no way that teams are locking up one of the best receivers in the NFL all of a sudden. Like, all of a sudden, Stephon Diggs just can't fucking get 100 yards. He can't get open. Teams have now, all of a sudden, discovered how to stop Stephon Diggs. I can't believe that. It's impossible. Because I look around the league at other receivers who are number ones. And yeah, there's a few games throughout the season where they are, they underperform. But for the most part, guys, the Mike Evans of the world, the Coopers of the world, right? The CD Lambs of the world, they step up. The A.J. Browns. Like, I could go on and on and on. For the most part, right, they're doing their job. Through the season. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And this is the first time since Stephon Diggs has been a Buffalo Bill, this has happened. We got to be real here. Stephon Diggs has been a really, really good player. Like, I love what Stephon Diggs brings to this team, obviously. We need Stephon Diggs to play like Stephon Diggs. I do not understand what we're getting out there from him now. I don't get it. It's frustrating, man. Hey, I love you too, Sophia. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all y'all, by the way. But you want Diggs to get his. You want Kincaid to get his. Shakir, Davis, Cook catching. No, see, I don't. So here's the thing. I get where you're going. And I get it. Like, you can't make everyone happy. But, no offense to Shakir, but I don't give a fuck. No offense to, Dawson Knox and Sherfield and Hardy. We need our top guys balling out. I don't care if the rest of the guys aren't happy because they only got 2 targets. Like, nobody here in this chat gives a fuck if Shakir's unhappy about his targets, right? Like, nobody. Like, Diggs is your primary weapon as far as receiver goes. Kincaid should be your primary weapon at tight end, not Dawson Knox. Clearly, it's not happening. Davis is your number 2. And then the rest are just there to help out. Let's be real. If they step up, they have a good game, cool. But no one's I get the spreading the ball around thing, but that's not what we're about. Like, you don't need to make everyone happy. It's not how it works, right? Like, it's not how it works. Like, so I'm just throwing that out there. And by the way, speaking of Trent Sherfield, Deontay Hardy, the guys that are doing nothing, absolute nothing on offense, I am almost ready to say, McDermott, just bring up Justin Shorter. Just bring him up. Because why do you have Trent Sherfield on the field? He does nothing for this team. He is a waste of a player to have at this point. Bring up Shorter against the Patriots. If he doesn't play good, who gives a shit? Okay, fine, he's not ready. Bring up Trent Sherfield week 18. Whatever. Or Hardy. We've already done that with Hardy, by the way. we brung up Andy Isabella. Clearly, you were desperate. You wanted to see if Andy Isabella could do anything different than Hardy. And by the way, I still wouldn't mind that change again. I really wouldn't mind it. Sit Hardy's ass and bring up Andy Isabella. Sit Sherfield and bring up Justin Shorter. Who cares? At this point, they're doing zilch. They haven't done anything. But is McDermott, does he have the cojones? I don't think so. Carl, I would love to see the Raiders beat the Chiefs this afternoon. That would be great. And see the 49ers beat the Ravens tonight. Maybe that will sport. Yeah, I think I think the 49ers will beat the Ravens. 49ers right now are on a roll. They're at home. They are good on both sides. Great, really, on both sides of the ball. Unless there's injuries, man, that is going to be a very tough team to beat. I do not see Baltimore beating the 49ers and San Francisco. And San Francisco, and Baltimore right now, they're not playing their best football. They're squeaking by on some of these games. So let's not forget about that. Got a super chat here. Hey, I appreciate the super chat. Base Podcast loves listening to you, man. Merry Christmas, go Bills. Hey, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone. By the way, real quick, too, once again, I love your super chats. I appreciate them. Man, you guys don't understand. It really, really helps out, this channel. I just, like, honestly, guys, I really, really appreciate that. But you don't have to. Like, I will respond to all y'all for the most part, or I'll try to do my best to respond to every single one of you guys in here. I'm not trying to do what seems like 90% of other Buffalo Bills podcasts do, which is not respond to any of you guys unless you pay them to respond, and that's outrageous. But whatever. But I do appreciate it. Like, honestly, I really, really do. Like, it goes a long way. And it does support the channel when you do stuff like that. Or like when you become a member, like I got membership, right? $5 a month. Like, you don't have to do it, but when you do, I really, really appreciate it, but you don't have to. This is, I'm still upset with that yesterday. I still cannot believe that people do that. I'm sorry. I'm just, Linda West. I always hear people complaining one or another receiver did not get this and get that. I don't understand what people want. I agree. I do agree with that as well. Like, you can't make everyone happy. Luis Matos, why would they pull away from the game plan that they had for the Cowboys? It seems to me that it was working, and they played the Chargers and they had a different game plan. Like I said, I think they thought this game was a game where they could get away with some stuff, meaning go back to the 12 personnel, go back to getting the receivers more involved. I think they just wanted to get them going again, which I don't mind. But I hate to say it, the 12 personnel's dog shit don't work. The receivers are still having a tough time getting open, except for Gabe Davis's game. And, the turnovers were key, guys. Were fucking key. James Cook turning it over right after they score. Deontay Hardy, punt return, muff to punt return on our side of the field. Didn't help, right? They scored off turnovers just like that. Boom. It's unacceptable. So, you can't listen. Here's the deal too. I understand game plan, but not every game plan is going to go, the way it's not going to work the same way against a different team. So, yes, that game plan that we did against, by the way, it wasn't even the game plan to run the ball like that versus the Cowboys. That's what they said, at least. It just turned out to be that way. So once James Cook got cooking, it kind of turned into a game plan where it's like, all right, you know what? It wasn't the plan going in, but it's working. We're going to stick with it. So to be fair, it really wasn't even the game plan versus the Cowboys. It just kind of, got to be that way. Versus the Chargers, like I said, every team you're going to have a different game plan. That's just the way it works, right? You know your play. You know your teams, your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, what they do well, what they don't do well. But the thing with the Chargers, I think that threw the Buffalo Bills off a little bit was obviously new head coach, and he threw some different looks out there on both sides of the ball. Threw different looks on the offense, threw different looks on defense, and I think it did confuse the Bills for a lot of the game. But it's like, dude, Sean McDermott, coaches, what do you do? This is what this game's about, adjustments. And if you don't make them, you're fucked. I don't care who you go against. The worst fucking team in the NFL or the best. If you don't make adjustments, you are done. And I kind of felt like we got away with one there because we didn't adjust too well. All right. Oh, man. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. Just Merry Christmas. Thanks for all the vids. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you doing a super chat and watching and being loyal, man. Carl, thank you so much for the super chat. Here's another Merry Christmas, Tommy. The pass to Shakir was incredible as Josh had 3 rushers coming at him. Oh, my God, yeah. He was going backwards, and both feet were off the ground. Bro, I was so nervous on that throw because you are right. Like, go back, guys. Watch that throw. Sometimes I feel like we're not as amazed anymore on what Josh Allen does for this team because he does it so much. I think, it's crazy to say, but I almost feel like it's just like, way to go, Josh. Instead of, because anywhere else, I'm telling you guys, any other team, right, if you played for, that hasn't seen Josh Allen would be like, holy shit, did you see that throw? But I think we've gotten so used to Josh Allen making those types of throws that I just think we're just like, good throw, Josh. I mean, you know what I mean? But when we go back and watch the film and you watch that throw and how that play broke down, the pressure he had, it was a fucking unbelievable throw. And not many quarterbacks in this league can make that throw. So I agree. Totally agree. I got another super chat. Greg, thank you so much. By the way, Greg is a member of the Mafia Sports Report. I think he was my very first, I believe you were my very first member who joined. So he is, the first guy, man. By the way, let me do a quick shout out to my members because I got to, man, because you guys have been awesome. Those that joined, I honestly was like, holy shit, one person joined and it was Greg. When Greg, I honestly didn't, I was like, watch, no one's going to join. No one's going to give 2 shits about joining membership, right? Like, what the fuck is this? But man, I'm shocked that anybody did. So I'm going to do my shout out real quick. Greg has been a member for 3 months. Beth, been a member for 3 months. Jose, 1 month. Nickel City Mafia, 1 month, which is Mike. Spin, 15 days. Thanks, Spin. Jason, been a member for 10 days. Amy, 10 days. And Dallas is our newest member at about a week now. So thank you so much for becoming a member of the Mafia Sports Report. I really, really, really appreciate that. And trust me, it goes a long way. And I'm trying to make more and more videos for you guys that are members only videos. But man, it's a grind, man. Doing these videos, it's like, I'll tell you what, it's easier going live sometimes because videos are just, oh my God. And I don't edit. If I fuck up, guys, I just kind of start over. It's like, holy crap, but anyways. Let's see here. Carl, 3 and out on the Chiefs' first possession. Mahomes almost fumbled. See, I'm not even watching the game. I got to get to the games. I'm sure you guys, I'm shocked that 40 of you guys right now are in here while football is going on. Lewis, they need to use the running back more and the ball to them against the Patriots. Yeah, I agree. Lewis, I have a good feeling that the Bills will have a shot to get over the hump this year because the AFC is wide open. It is. I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I kind of feel like a lot of these teams that we're chasing at that time, like 3 weeks back, all had their problems, and there were big problems. And most of the problems were quarterback problems, right? The Colts are down to their backup. which I like Gardner, but come on, he's still a backup. Houston, right? They lost their receiver at the time, and then they lost C.J. Stroud with the concussion. Things weren't looking too hot. The Steelers, once again, another team that's down to their backup quarterbacks, right? Third string right now. Who else was in the mix? And then honestly, Cleveland. I'm shocked that Cleveland is playing as well as they're playing, like with an old quarterback, but it's their defense. Cleveland's defense is legit. That's a team to watch for. That is a team to watch for because they're making the playoffs, guys, and that is a team that can make some noise in the playoffs because they got a veteran quarterback who could still throw the ball, and they got a fucking defense that brings it week in, week out. That is a scary team for whoever's going to play them in the playoffs. I'm going to tell you that right now. And they have a good offensive line they run the ball well. They're passing the ball well now. I'm just saying, watch out for the Browns. Like, at first I was like, they're down to fucking, third string, a quarterback they pick off of the streets, right? Old ass quarterback. But they're making noise. Watch out. Jose, Tom, we need AJ more than we need Vaughn. Will AJ be back this week? Do you know? I can't believe I said that. Support Tom. $5 a month. Yeah, I think Jose. I don't know. Right now, rib injuries are, you never know when they come, because right now I think it's more, I guess it's popping out on him or something like that. Like, it's tough to breathe for him. So they could put a rib shield, like a thing on when he plays, but I think it's more of his breathing right now. So it's a problem because I guess it's popping out on him or something. So he's still week to week. I'll tell you what, I don't know. We'll know if he's back at practice this week, full participant. And I will say 8 days until we play the Patriots is a good thing. So maybe he plays. But you are right. I think AJ Epinesa being on the field right now over Vaughn, God, I hate to say it, it's probably better. Roy, Tommy, did you ever get that collar on your dog? I did. So, thank you. Wow, I cannot believe Roy remembers. So, guys, first time in I can't even remember the last time any of my dogs, I've had dogs my whole life, had fleas. A fucking major flea problem. And I live in Detroit, Michigan, cold weather. Like, usually fleas don't aren't around, especially in December. And my dog, like maybe 3 weeks ago, I noticed she was itching. And oh my God, it's like out of control now. And I've done everything, like flea bath, flea powder on the carpet, spray. I got her this other collar that did not work. And my landlord, I was like just talking to my landlord about her or whatever. He wound up buying her a Seresto, which is one of the best flea collars out there on the market. So he gave that to me Saturday. It's been on her. It usually takes about 48 hours to start working. So we'll see how it goes. But my house, I'm still getting bit up. Fucking things, man. Like, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you ever have a flea problem or had one, you know what I'm talking about. They are little bastards, man. Them fucking things are biting me at night. One bit my leg last night so fucking hard, man. I was so pissed. It's just like, it's so frustrating. So I'm hoping this works. I'm going to buy some spray for the house, but I appreciate you remembering me. But yeah, it's on her. And I hope it starts kicking in, man, because holy crap, man. Jose, Tom, we need AJ more than we need Vaughn. I already said that. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, sorry about that. I already read that. Christopher, Merry Christmas, Bills Mafia. And Merry Christmas to you and Happy Festivus. Happy Festivus. Luis, Tommy, wouldn't this be a great Buffalo Bills versus the 49ers in the Super Bowl? Yeah, I mean, I believe if the 49ers stay healthy in the playoffs, I believe they'll go to the Super Bowl. I believe they will represent the NFC because Philadelphia right now is not playing good football. They got some weaknesses. on that team, and it's starting to show. Right, it's really starting to show. I think we exposed Philadelphia. I think we were the start of that of them starting to crumble a little bit there. Like we cracked the code how to really fuck up Philadelphia. We just didn't close the show. Right now, yeah, NFC wise, I think 49ers are a Super Bowl team. AFC is interesting. I mean, let's look. Let's look at the let's assume this, okay? Baltimore obviously we know is getting in because they clinched. The Dolphins clinched already. Obviously we know they clinched. Now, we don't know if they won the AFC East yet, right? They got like 2 more games to go, but anyways, they clinched. The Chiefs more than likely are getting in. Let's be real. The Jaguars, we don't know yet. We don't know. It's another team that's, who knows? They're 8-7 right now. Cleveland at 10-5. Guys, they're getting in. I would be shocked if they don't get in. Let's assume we get in. Let's assume we win out. We go 11-6. Let's just say we do. Right. Either way, I think we get in, and then it's going to come down to the 7th seed, which it could be the Jaguars, it could be the Colts, it could be the Steelers. It could even be the Bengals. I don't know. But all these teams in the AFC, I don't know, like, and I love my Bills. I do. And I think we can make it to a Super Bowl. But let's be real here, guys. It's not like the NFC. Like, Baltimore has not been playing the best football either. They're beatable. Clearly, the Dolphins are beatable. Right? They finally beat a team over 500. Barely. Right? They have their games where it's like, you don't know what you're getting. The Chiefs are clearly not the same on offense. The Jaguars are a train wreck right now. The Browns are, I would say, a scary team to watch for in the playoffs. But with Flacco, he does turn the ball over a lot. That's a team, who knows? The Buffalo Bills are a good team, but what are you getting? What are you getting week in, week out? We could blow a team away in the wild card game. Let's say we get in the wild card, and then lose the next round against whoever, right? And play like dog shit. Colts, Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincy. They're all these guys. Think about it. All these teams, except for maybe Houston, which will maybe get Stroud back soon, all have backup quarterbacks. The Bengals, the Steelers, the Colts, even the Browns have, Flacco. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the overall, like, AFC picture, honestly, it's a toss-up. Can you guys sit here honestly and say there's one dominant team in the AFC that you can go, you know what? 100% that team right now, dominant on both sides of the ball. I don't see a team like, unless there's injuries, that there's a team that team ain't going to Super Bowl. Like, we can't say that in the AFC. It's a fucking toss up. I have no idea. No idea. Lava Tom, our front yard was stand here in Raleigh. Our dog got those sand fleas. I had to spend $300 to get rid of them. Oh my God. Jeez. I hope I don't have to go to the vet, man. I hope it works, man. Carl, do you think we will see Daquan Jones this coming week versus Pats? Maybe. But I have a feeling he will be back against the Dolphins. Because I think that's when his 21-day window expires. So they have to make the decision by then, and I think you will see him. Puna and Ed did well. He did. Puna got the sack, but you got to credit Ed Oliver. Because Ed Oliver basically forced Easton Stick into Puna Ford's direction. I mean, good for Puna Ford not giving up on the play and being in the right spot. But Ed Oliver forced that. You get what I mean? So... But yeah, I thought Puna Doe did good. I use flea bombs. Yeah, I might have to do that too. It's just I work from home and it's like I'd have to stay in this room flea bomb the rest of the house, like, and stay in here for a while because there's fucking toxins running in the air, and then get out of this room, flea bomb this room, like, you know what I mean? I can't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, Merry Christmas, Beth. I appreciate you always hopping on. Beth, Tommy, my favorite host in the most. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Beth, as always. Merry Christmas. I'm trying to get to you, Jess. AFC is a train wreck. It is. It really is. We don't know. Listen, if Puna and Ed play off each other going forward the way they did Saturday, watch out offenses. Yeah, but question is, Beth, will McDermott keep going with Puna Ford? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so when Daquan returns, the real question is, will Tim Settle stay active? Which probably will happen because it seems like McDermott, prefers Tim Settle in there over Puna Ford. So I don't know if you, I don't know. I prefer Puna Ford, Roy, over Tim Settle. And I just think he's a better player. By the way, y'all, I know you guys, I don't know if some of you guys know or not. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny, guys. Yeah, we're at home, Jose. So we play the Patriots at home, and then we finish the season week 18 at Miami. So it works so well, Tom Cruise. I know, I get it, but sometimes, listen, Sean McDermott sometimes he's mind-boggling. I don't know what he does. So, guys, quick funny story. So, for those that don't know, let me get some Mountain Dew. Hold on. Look at this cup mug. Oh, like I've had this shit. I've had this big mug, Spuds McKenzie mug, for like 15 years at least. Sorry guys, I had to get a drink. Okay, so I'll do a long story real quick, short. Okay, hold on real quick. So I'm trying to read chats and talk at the same time. Not working. I have to say the only thing from the AFC right now that's the best is that we got the better quarterback. Absolutely, and that is the key, right? We do have the better quarterback right now. I would say Tua's right there behind him, and Lamar you can't. I would say it's, if we were going to rank them, Allen, Lamar, and then Tua. But if Burrow's healthy, which he's not, obviously he's out for the year, I would say it would go Allen, Burrow, Lamar, and Tua. I mean, that's how I would rank them. But some people might go Burrow over Allen. I mean, some people might go Lamar over Allen. I mean, that's how I rank them. Obviously, maybe I'm biased because I'm a Bills fan, but that's how I see it. Anyways, quick story. So, I would say about 2 months ago, I made a video, and it wasn't a video. It was just a normal video. It wasn't me bashing a player. I think I was just talking Bills talk, whatever. And I brung up Tim Settle real quick, like I always do, or whatever. And I'm just like, or any player really. So I'm just like, oh man, I think Puna Ford should play over Tim Settle. I think Tim Settle hasn't been playing good since we signed him. Blah blah blah. But it was quick. It wasn't like I did a video on Tim Settle. And I think like a couple days had passed, and YouTube user named Tim Settle commented on my video. It was like, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't fucking, like, just basically ripping me, right? Like your video is garbage. And I was like, okay. So I responded back, and he erased the comment. Then, like 2 weeks later, he did it again. He commented on another video I made. And it's funny because the videos that he was commenting on were all videos where I happened to mention Tim Settle. It was so odd. Really odd. And then he erased the comment again. So, like, I kept telling Mikey, my co-host, I'm like, yo, it's so funny. There's a guy named Tim Settle messaging me on my videos and then erasing them. And he was like, and I'm like, I swear to God, guys, I'm like, I'm thinking Mikey probably doesn't believe me or thinks I'm full of shit or whatever because it was just so odd. So we went live yesterday, right? I'm sorry, Saturday night, post game. And it came up, the Tim Settle story. And what the fuck do you know? Tim Settle is in the chat. And he messages in the chat, this podcast fucking, sucks ass, whatever he said. Like, oh, these are a bunch of clowns in here. I'm like, Mikey, there he is, Tim Settle. But man, it's so funny. It would be epic, fucking epic, if it was actually the real Tim Settle. Highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But my God, I would love it if it was the real Tim Settle. Like, Tim Settle, if this is you, if it's really you and you're watching this right now, because by the way, for as much as he hates my podcast, he says he hates them, and I'm a clown and we suck, but he continues to watch my videos, by the way. So if this is really you, Tim Settle, and you watch this, because I know you will, because you hate my videos, but you watch them still, please do me the favor and make a video clip on Twitter or X or Instagram and shout me out. Just say, man, this Tommy at Mafia Sports Report is the worst. He's the fucking garbage podcast, because I want all those views, man. So please, bring me that attention. Bring me that attention. Bring it onto this channel. I would appreciate that. But I highly doubt it. But it is funny. It's a funny thing. Because, man, who the fuck would make a name Tim? Like, I can understand somebody made like a fake, Gabe Davis account. Or, like, I don't know. Josh Allen or whatever. Sean McDermott account. Right? But fucking Tim Settle, a fucking rotational player. That's just so odd. It is the oddest thing ever. And it's odd that he deletes the comments. That's the weird thing, too. So, I don't know. But I had to tell you that quick story. So, if you ever hear us talking about it again, or you see him in the chat, know why I'm laughing or I'm talking about it. So, Roy, Tim Settle showed up in your comments. That's what I'm talking about. Right? He showed up. Bro, guys, he was here in the comment section, and he was just ripping the channel, and I was loving it. And I won't block, by the way, I refuse to block him, because you can block people on here. I can hide them from my channel, but no. I want Tim Settle to remain watching my stuff. Please continue to come in here and talk. But God, that would be so great if it was Tim Settle. Dude, you guys have no idea. Like, Tim Settle hates me so much that the game just finished and he's watching my live post game in the chat room, so angry that I'm saying that he should not be playing and that Puna Ford should be playing over him, and he's not happy with that. So that would be fucking epic, guys. Tommy, you and Tim need to settle this beat before the playoffs. Yeah. Hey, Tim, I will say this. Honest to God, though, when we signed you, I loved your press conference when you were like, woo! Like, bro, I was so happy we signed you. One, I thought you were good in Washington. I still think you have potential, but is it fair? Is it unfair for me to say that you haven't played well since we signed you? Like, I'm not trying to dish you or look at me like I'm talking to Tim Settle. But anyways, I'm not trying to diss Tim Settle, guys. I'm not trying to say this guy shouldn't be in the NFL. He's a bum. Like, I never said that. I'm saying the truth. He's underperformed his contract. He's definitely underperformed. And what's wrong with me saying that? Because it's funny. You know what's funny to me too, guys? Current players in every sport, football, basketball, baseball, whatever, they hate when media criticizes them or us as podcast people or people online, whatever. But then they go and retire, and a lot of them become analysts, and they do the same shit that they were complaining about. They do exactly what I'm doing, or what the national media does, or sports writers. They're fucking complaining. And it's not even complaining. They're just being truthful, most of them. Some of them are not. But they're just saying how they see it. Hey, this guy's not playing well, blah, blah, blah. Well, you were so angry when people said that when you were playing, but now that you're doing this job, now it's okay for you to do it? It's just funny to me how players like act like they hate it so much and they go and do it later in their career. It's like, so yeah, I'm going to continue to tell you what players aren't playing good, what players are playing good, or aren't doing good, are doing good. You know, what players I feel like shouldn't be on the field. Like, it's what I do here. It's like, dude, it's crazy to me too. I gotta say too, it's crazy to me as some of these Bills podcasters. No offense. I love a lot of you guys. But some of you guys just overlook a lot of things and just want to just be on this, everything's fucking peachy and fucking beautiful all the time. And that's like not realistic. Like you gotta be real when it comes to, like, if you're going to do this and whatever. I mean, I guess everyone has their own thing, but I never wanted this channel to be one-sided. I never wanted it to be like, a dark channel where I'm just fucking so angry. Right? I'm just the angry Buffalo Bills podcaster and everything's terrible no matter how, what our record. Like, but I'm also, I didn't want to be the rah-rah guy where it's like, Buffalo Bills, woo, 24-22, we got, like, I told you guys, we look great. Josh Allen, fuck, man. The defense, Sean McDermott, fucking number one. Like, I can't do it. I gotta be real. I gotta break the game down and tell you, no, it was a fucking terrible game. We fucking barely got by. Stop fucking lying to yourselves and coming, doing podcasts and fucking bullshitting people. Stop. Be real. Like you weren't watching the fucking same game we all were watching. Come on, man. Stop. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm the Bills Grinch, right? You know what's funny, guys? Real quick. I had a guy on here. And I mean, I don't want to say his name, but he used to be on my channel. Okay. And he was very negative. Very negative. And when I say negative, I mean negative. Like, everything was bad. It was a fucking, like, dark cloud. And what was funny was, even his live streams was dark. Like, the room was dark, guys. Like, the background was black. He was like a shadowy figure. And I'm not going to say the name, but if you guys watch my channel, go back in time. There was somebody that used to be on my channel that did their own live. You'll see what I'm talking about. And everything was depressing. Like, the world is falling. The world is the Buffalo Bills are, this terrible team. And so he was totally one-sided. And I told him one day, I said, you know what, bro? So listen, you know what would be perfect for you? If that's your thing. Like, you are like the Nick Wright of Bills podcasters. And I told him, I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm like, you're going to gain so much heat from Bills Mafia that it might actually work. And you might get more views because people are going to want to watch you talk so bad about the Bills that they're going to tune in. And he was against the idea. But I'm like, bro, that's what you're doing anyways. Why not go with it? Why not be even more into that character? That's what you are anyways. And he didn't go with it. But I guys, it would have been. I thought it was a great idea. Like, I really did, for him just to be this, like, Nick Wright type, like, oh, the fucking Buffalo Bills, 24-22, fucking terrible win. Josh Allen, at one point in the game, I wanted him to be benched. Easton Stick made, look like an MVP out there. Sean McDermott should be fired immediately. Like, I just wanted him to go hardcore, fucking just this terrible, mean Buffalo Bills podcaster, and he did not go with the idea. And then he winded up not being on the channel after that season. Oh my God, but it would have been epic, guys. It would have been so epic. John, the AFC East Roundtable helps me cope. Those guys are great. See, well, now, the AFC East Roundtable, which with Dan, you're talking about with Dan Mitchell and the TD Finns talk, and those guys, yeah, listen, they were first to do it. I did mine in 2021, just shortly after them. I have the AFC East Shakedown, not on Dan Mitchell's level, but, we're getting there. But yeah, listen, man, I will say this though, honestly, I'm not trying to like dog creators out there. I give credit to everyone that like I said, that creates a YouTube channel, like live streams, that does videos. It's a lot of work involved. It's not easy to come on here, go live, talk shit. You got to know your thing for the most part. You got to be a character. You got to be, talk to the chat room, which a lot of them don't. But I get it, and you got to earn your subs. You got to, I respect the hustle, but that doesn't mean they're for me, right? And by the way, everyone that watches here, or people that tune in here, I may not be for them, right? And I'm not everyone's cup of tea. No disrespect to Dan Mitchell. He's done a fucking great job. The guy hustles. He goes live like every day. It seems I do. I go live a lot too. I do a lot of videos. So I respect the hustle from Dan Mitchell. Is he my cup of tea? No. I mean, I'll be honest with you. But he's apparently a lot of people's cup of tea because he's doing way better than me. So I got to give him his dues. Like, the dude's doing something right. So, but I've never had a personal. I never had a conversation with Dan Mitchell. We never crossed paths at any point. But like I said, once again, I credit him for what he's done over there. I credit a lot of these guys for what they've done. Cover One, hashtag Sports, where, by the way, I was on for one season. I had my own Friday night show with Mikey there. That's how I met Mikey. So I credit them. They're awesome guys, Mario and Paul. Buffalo Fanatics is another channel that is doing their thing, though me and Rico are we're not on a friendly we're not friends. How about that? We're not enemies though. And he probably would say he doesn't even know me. Though he does. But I like Rated Rev over there. He's a really, really good guy. But yeah, like I said, though, everyone's doing their thing. Bill's News Consolidated. Matt, good dude, really nice guy. I mean, I could be here forever telling you about this different Bill's podcasts that are out there. By the way, holy shit. There is a ton of Bill's channels. Guys, when I started my channel in 2020, there was like, I don't know, 8. There wasn't a lot. There really wasn't. And I was moving up, boy, quick, because I was grinding. I was really putting my work in. And holy shit, by like 2021, 2022, there was a shit ton. There was new ones popping up all over the place, man. And hey, like I said, I credit anyone who is willing to come on camera and talk in front of people. It's not easy. So, I got all love, nothing but love. I like I said, man, rumblings, Built in Buffalo, all of them as well. But if there was one piece of advice which you're not going to take. Here's one piece of advice, and I said this earlier, and I'll say it one last time. Interact with your chat. You know, don't force your chat to give you money to respond to their comments. I get you're not going to respond to all of them, but you know, respect them coming in and giving you the time. Giving their time to watch your show, showing you that love, show it back, without having to only do it for money. And anyways, that's the last thing I'm going to say when it comes to that, but I respect all of them for what they do out there. All right, and that's the last time I'm going to talk about that, because you know what? Before I know it, I'm going to get fucking emails from these guys telling me to go fuck myself. So I'll leave it at that. They can do what they want. So, watch, I'm gonna get messages after this, right? I'm gonna get like they're gonna all form this group, and they're gonna just make a video where all of them are on this like panel, saying, Tommy, go fuck yourself. So it is what it is. But I gave him my respect. Anyways, look at Diggs' contract. Listen, by the way, there was some article that said Diggs wants out, or SI put something out. It could be Diggs last year. No, it's not. The Bills aren't going to eat 30. I think it's $35 million. It's not happening. I can't stand when the articles come out that's just false. It's not happening. Jose, I disagree. They are fake as hell. Just into the money, fake as hell. I can see right through them, but they are making money. Yeah, Buffalo Plus. Listen, Jose, Buffalo Plus is another good one. The difference between Buffalo Plus and all of us, like the regular, other channels that are out there, is they're a news channel. You get what I'm saying? Like, they fucking work for the news. Like, they have it made. They have the best video production. You know what I mean? They're on the field talking to players. I'm not. I'm fucking here. All right. I'm not on the field. Like, I wish I had it like that, but one, they want to have me because I throw too many F-bombs out there. Two, because I am I would be too critical when asking questions to players, and they would not have me there. So, or coaches. Like, I keep it real, right? As they say, and they would not like that. And I would not have a media pass. But I like what they do there, Buffalo Plus, no doubt. That's a great team they got. But let's be real. They got a fucking studio. Young Star. How you doing? Which defense are you leaning towards next week for fantasy? Okay. Vikings, Bears, Saints. See, by the way, I know my fantasy stuff too. I am in the playoffs. Mikey got kicked out. But if I got to look at the games, Viking, Bears, Saints, or Packers. Give me a minute on that. You know what? Actually, I'll tell Mikey on that, because Mikey knows more on that than me. I'll get Mikey to talk about that on Fantasy Kingdom when they go live next week. So just a heads up, you tune into that and ask them that question, because I don't want to be the one to give you the bad information, right? That's what they do. Also, love hashtag sports. You guys are all great. Yeah, hashtags my dudes, man. Mario and Paul, one of the first podcasts I tuned into, because guys, I'll be real with you. I wasn't a big YouTube guy. Like I'm talking about in general, like watching YouTube. I never really watched YouTube much. Like I was more into. I'm a movie buff. I love my TV shows, sports. And then one day, I think it was when I first got my smart TV, and YouTube was on there, and I'm like, oh, check it out. And I saw hashtag sports, because I think I typed in Buffalo Bills, and it was my first podcast, or Bills podcast I ever watched. And I didn't even know they existed. I had no idea, guys. I had no idea. Like I said, I wasn't a YouTube guy. So they were the first Bills podcast I ever watched. They've been nothing but, nice to me, generous, helpful. I reached out to them when I first went on in 2020. By the way, God, I was so bad. When I first went live, guys, or just making videos, actually, I had no idea what I was doing. I really, I may still not know what I'm doing, but I think I've gotten a little better. But I was using my phone, and I had it like like the regular way. I had like curtains open, and so the light was shining, and like half my face was dark, half was like bright light. I was reading off like a paper, like it was really bad. And I reached out to them as I was doing my videos. I was getting a little better and better. I was getting more comfortable speaking on camera. I was improving. Like I upgraded my camera. Finally got like a webcam, and I got my first microphone. So it took me a while to understand how this YouTube game is done, right? Like how you do it the right way. And I didn't have any like people to help me at first. Like nobody was like, hey, you want to do this and this and this and this. Like nobody. I had to learn everything by myself. But I reached out to them, and they were helpful. They did actually help me a little bit along the way. And then they gave me an opportunity. They gave me an opportunity to have my own show on their platform. Hooked me up with Mikey. And, man, it was a blessing, honestly, because me and Mikey, we clicked, man, right away. We were like, it was like I known Mikey forever. And it was perfect match because we don't agree a lot. And you don't want two hosts agreeing all the time with each other. You want that yin and yang. You want that, difference of opinion. And that's what makes us special, when me and Mikey go live together. Because, like I said, we don't always agree on stuff. And I love that about that. And we just have that connection. And I was on there for a year. And then I just decided to move it over to my channel officially. And that's what we did. And me and Mikey been together since 2021. So it's been a great time doing this podcast thing. I feel like I've gotten a lot better. I've learned a lot. I'm still growing as a podcaster. I know I'm not up there with, like I said, I'm not up there with the Fanatics of the world or the Buffalo Pluses or Locked On Bills or Cover One or Dan Mitchell. Like, I get that. I get they're far ahead of me in that game. But I feel like this channel has come a long way. And obviously it's because of you guys, support of you guys as well, supporting the channel and just being here, listening to me blabber on for like I'm doing now. I'm about to make the finals, hopefully. Yeah, I got one more game. Me too. So if I actually got two teams. I'm in two leagues. And I'm up right now. Now I haven't looked today because my opponent still has, I still have players playing, but it's looking good. So if I win today, I go to the finals, obviously, next week. So, yeah, good stuff. Roy, so you and Rico didn't exchange No, we didn't. We did not exchange gifts. No. No gifts. No gift giving from me and Rico. By the way, Rico is in Canada. He's actually my neighbor. Right? I'm in Michigan. He's Canada. We're right there. But no, we don't. There's no gift giving for me and Rico. Cato, Carl. But by the way, he probably doesn't even. He would probably say he doesn't even know me, so that's fine. Once again, I don't care. Carl has gone. Gonna get his way to Congo Watch. I don't know what that means, but okay. Jose, this is the AFC Roundtable, fake as hell. AFC East Shakedown, guys. That's the real fucking channel. That's what you want to go to. But yeah, AFC. Listen, I will say this too. A lot of these, a lot of those guys on that channel, and once again, God, I hate to do this because it's always disrespect. Whenever somebody says that I'm about to do it, No disrespect. But it's about to be disrespectful, right? And I honestly, though, no disrespect. But you're right. Like, TD Finns talk, like, I'm sorry. I don't buy into it. But with that being said, dude has a ton of subscribers. And I'm not on his level. I gotta be real. Like, real talk is he's doing very well for himself, and his channel's doing really, really good. Do I believe in his character? Do I believe in him? Do I believe in his, like, that he's real, or is that a character he's portraying? Yeah, I definitely think it's a character. I definitely think he's overboard for a reason, which I guess you can call fake. I don't know. I think the other New England Patriots guy that's on that channel is like that. He's a character. He's putting on like a show for them. But once again, those guys are doing great for themselves. So if that's what works for them, awesome. I can't do it. Like, I'm just gonna be me and what it is. But I'm not gonna do the whole, hide behind my chair and, when we lose again, like, I don't know. But I'm not, listen, I'm not on here to diss people, man. Once again, man, the proof is in the pudding. They have better numbers than my channel by a lot. They have a lot of subscribers. They have a lot of people that love their content. So, good for them. Jose, if you watch them long enough, they don't respond to comment. No, of course not. Yes, Tom, I got you. When they start to take off, that's what people watch. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not there. I listen, man. I respect anyone that does their thing. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Shout is hit or miss. Matt gets scary sometimes, like the team's going to fire him. Yes, I forgot about Shout. That's with Matt Perino and Ryan Talbert is his name, I believe. They're good. And I got to say real quick, too, Matt, I talked to personally a few times. I haven't in the last probably 2 years. But I talked to him a long time ago before he was on Shout. I think he just got to Buffalo and he was on NY Up, just him solo, I believe. And there used to be, and I don't know if you guys know this channel, but he doesn't do it anymore, but it was called Blindsided Sports, and it was a guy named Sean. And I thought his channel was so good, man. And he covered the Buffalo Bills. I liked his energy. Like, the show was really good, but he wasn't getting a lot of views. And they weren't terrible. I would say he was averaging 200, 300 on live. That's not awful, by the way, guys. That's not bad at all. But I think he was he wasn't happy with the results that he was getting. And he was seeing guys because he would tell me this, he was seeing guys like Dan Mitchell at the time. And this, by the way, this is before I even went live or did anything on my channel. Like, I didn't even have a channel at this point. But I used to talk to him. And Dan Mitchell jumped on the scene around this time. See, Dan Mitchell, for most of you guys that don't know, Dan Mitchell started this in 2020, I believe. And, 2019. I'll take that back. And he used to do different, he didn't do Buffalo Bills content. He did other kind of content, like goofy, funny videos or whatever. So he already had kind of a following already for doing stuff like that, but it had nothing to do with Buffalo Bills. And then he jumped on the Bills thing because the Bills were starting to get hot at that point. And this guy, Sean from Blindsided, couldn't understand why he was getting so little views compared to him or whatever. And I think he just got, turned off by the whole thing. But anyways, long story short, I reached out to Matt Perino, and I was telling him about Sean, and he wound up being a special guest on there. And what's crazy is I reached out to Matt one time since then to come on my show. I think it was like in 2021. And he wanted to give me the time of fucking day. So, it is what it is. I was happy that he did that for my buddy at the time. But I don't know if he just didn't have a good time on the show or he just got kind of big, as far as now he's with, Ryan Talbot or whatever his name is. And he just doesn't have the time to be a special guest. But he didn't give me the time of day. It is what it is. Let's see here. Vikings go. Okay. Here we go. All right, so Bears go against the Falcons. Saints go against the Rams. Packers against Vikings. Vikings go against Packers. Okay. Man, and see, you're going to be mad. See, if I pick it, like, if I had those options, man, I'll be honest with you. I like the Packers defense out of all those defenses that you just mentioned. So if it was me, also because the Vikings are down to a backup quarterback who throws some has turnovers, I would go Packers. I would go Packers against the Vikings. That's just me, but hopefully it works out. Don't get mad if you go Packers and they wind up playing bad. But I feel like the Packers defense, though is shaky at times, going against the Vikings is a good matchup. That's how I would do it, but that's up to you. Give hashtag respect. Yeah. Hashtags my dudes, man. Like Mario and Parra, my guys, man. Jose, Bill's news consolidated has changed. There's nothing wrong with this team. He changed. Matt, yeah, he's my dude, though. I don't talk to him as much as I used to, but he's always, like, retweeting my stuff on Twitter. Like, he shows support to this channel, so I got nothing but good things to say about him. He's just a different it's a different show. He does more videos than live, okay? That's for one. And his videos are more on the positive side of things. And that's, listen, I'm not, like I said, it's not for everyone, and neither am I. But he's very positive. Like, if you want some positivity, guys, that's you really want to feel good about the Bills, go to watch his stuff, because he does put the work in. His videos are fucking really, really good. But yeah, he's not going to criticize the Buffalo Bills. At least what I've seen, there's nothing. Listen, once again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what he does. That's his channel. And once again, he puts the work in. The views, he gets better views than me. So I can't knock anyone. Like I said earlier, I had a guy that used to be on my channel. I told him, bro, you're so negative all the time. Just go with it. Go with that. Go, let that be what you are. And he didn't want to do it. And I told him, man, I thought that would have been fucking epic. But he didn't. Oh, Patrick Mahomes flipping out on his teammates. Oh, man, I got to get to the games, guys. I've been on here 2 hours. Holy shit. Jose, there are fools who subscribe to TD Finstock and AFC Fools. Yeah. But people do. Hey, Nickel City Mafia, my man, Mr. Mike, I've been on here 2 fucking hours. See this shit? On Christmas. By the way, how did I forget about these? Listen, guys, anyone in the chat right now, Nickel City Mafia, Mike, and he has a crew over there as well. Brett and, God, I feel bad. It's Sean, and I forget your buddy's name. Good dude. But they all put the work in over there. Upcoming channel. Great guys. Honestly, man, they do really good things for people. We did a Christmas special to raise money for Cardell. He's a kid that's suffering with cancer. They didn't have to do that. They wanted to do that. They raised $5,000 for this kid and his family that's battling, cancer. So, man, dude, like, anybody to take their time to do something like that gets my respect, man. So he's shown nothing but love from me and my channel. So I'm going to show it back. Guys, subscribe to his channel. Show him that love. Because once again, man, he's new for the most part. I think he's been doing this, I want to say, 2 years. If I'm right, let me know if I'm wrong on that. But I think he's been doing it for about 2 years now. But yeah, he needs support too over there, man. So show him love, show them love. But man, like I said, man, anybody to go out of their way to do something for somebody they don't know on a personal level, gets nothing but love from me, man. So awesome you did that, and I'll do that again with you as well. No, man, you're the best. You are the best. I don't know how many more people are in here right now. It's starting to dwindle down, guys, because football is playing, and I'm just here blabbing on for 2 hours. And I don't even know if I talked about anything in particular other than just hot mess. Should I get to the rest of this crap that I was talking about earlier, what we learned? Let's finish. You know what? Let's finish it up since I started it, right? Cook is a 1,000. In the next 2 weeks prior to facing the Chargers, running back James Cook had massive efforts against the Chiefs and Cowboys. In L.A., Buffalo's run game played well. It was not off the charts good, but it most certainly got the job done. Quarterback Josh Allen helped there too. The quarterback scored on the ground. Even when they were not putting up eye-popping numbers, Cook and company can provide a helping hand. It feels like that's been established now. And look no further than this. Cook surpassed the 1,000-yard plateau for 2023. Yeah, man. And listen, man, I'm happy for the dude. We finally have a running back over 1,000. I still say, I know this is going to be an unpopular thing to say, but if Devin Singletary was our running back, I think he would have got 1,000 yards this year with this offensive line. Look what Devin Singletary is doing over at Houston, guys. I'm telling you, he's a good running back, and I feel like he's a better pass protector than I know he is than James Cook. I feel like he's a little bit of a bruiser, more of a bruiser type running back than James Cook. He's shiftier, in my opinion. Now, where James Cook is better at is obviously, I feel like he's a better pass catching back. He's faster than Singletary. But if I had my choice, guys, I'm telling you, I think I would take Devin Singletary. I know it's not going to be, trust me, it's not going to be a popular opinion there, popular take, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like Bills Mafia was way too tough on Devin Singletary and what he did for this team, considering we had a shit offensive line. We had offensive coordinators who refused to run the ball. I'm just saying, that's just my personal opinion. You take it how you want to take it. But that's I'm just saying. So but to go back on Cook, congratulations. You got 1,000 yards. However, don't fumble the ball. Please don't start doing that. Hold the fucking football, man. Don't get into a routine of fumbling the ball, or it's going to be a problem, a big problem. We cannot. Turnovers are so costly. So costly. Momentum swings over to the other team. Just everything is not good. You're putting our defense in bad positions. Yeah, so just throwing that out there. Anyways, Jose Thomas, the man. Oh, you're the man, Jose. You are the man. That's an interesting name, Cammy Poo. If we make the playoffs, it's because we got rid of Dorsey. Yeah, I probably will agree with that. I probably would agree with that. No, I you know what? I'm going to agree with that. Here it is. The Denver Broncos game that we lost, I think it was a Monday Night Football game, was a blessing in disguise. If we don't lose that game, Ken Dorsey doesn't get fired. And I believe over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks, we lose those games that we've won. And then Ken Dorsey gets fired, and by then it's too late. So yes, in a way that loss was actually worked in our favor. And Joe Brady has turned this thing around. However, I still feel like Joe Brady has work to do. I still feel like he at times, struggles a little bit. But that's okay. I still feel like he's doing way, way better than Ken Dorsey did. And by the way, I like Ken Dorsey. I just think, I don't know if OC is for him. I think he was a great quarterback coach. I appreciate what he did for Josh Allen. He really helped out Josh Allen as far as how he became, who he became later in his career. So you got to show Ken Dorsey that love. But as far as OC goes, it just wasn't for him, man. Maybe in the future he gets that opportunity again. He's a smart guy, but it just didn't work. Okay, and it was probably something we should have. McDermott probably should have let him go way earlier in the season, but he didn't for whatever reason. But yeah, Joe Brady has definitely turned things around, and I believe this team, it is a big factor in why we are now, or more than likely, making the playoffs. So I'll agree with that. Hey, Merry Christmas, Brad. I appreciate you watching. I've been here so long, man. We made our goal, Jose. They absolutely, they did. They made it that night. $5,000, man. Actually, over five. I think they did 5,100. TD Raider 10. Oh, wow. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I've been on here 2 hours. So, oh my God, Tommy, Kansas City fumble and the Raiders scored 10-7. Wow. Well, I'm missing out because I'm talking to you guys. Talking to you guys. Should I finish this up? Oh, hold on. Let's see. Here. Oh my gosh, so much. You know what? Let's should I finish it? Let's get, you know what? I'm going to get one more thing before I go, and then I'm going to watch my football, man, enjoy my rest of my day. Let's get to some takeaways. We'll get into 5. We'll run through them real quick, and then I'll get out of here, okay? Because normally I do videos on these guys, so I'm not going to go back and do a video on it. Right? I'm here now. All right? So, once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. Okay, first takeaway. Chargers stick around. Is that the first takeaway? Yes, it is. Chargers stick around. Periodically during the 2023 season, the Bills have allowed teams to stick around. You'd expect them to handle the likes of the Giants, Jets, Patriots, and they let these teams hang around in games. They're missing also the Buccaneers, who also lingered around. The Chargers did have the new head coach boost on their side. Hopefully that's all it was. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the Bills just, once again, just struggled in some areas. Turnover battles, the turnovers were costly. Time of possession was bad because of the turnovers. The in-game adjustments by Joe Brady wasn't the best. Let's be real. The receivers, except for Gabe Davis, still a little bit of a struggle there. The offensive line pass protection hasn't been the best over the last 2 weeks. They got to play better, okay? And also, too, credit to the Chargers. I thought they did show some different looks with the new head coach, the interim head coach. So, got to give him credit. Gabe checks in, absolutely. After 2 straight games of no catches, the Bills got a number 1 receiver effort from Gabe Davis. He put up a touchdown with 130 yards. He was key for the Bills' offense. Buffalo won't mind if he starts heating up. Yeah, and we need him to. Guys, we need him, especially if we make the playoffs. We need that playoff Gabe back. And he usually does play good in the playoffs. So, let's hope he can keep that going. But, with Gabe Davis, it's it's a toss-up sometimes, man. I have no idea what we're getting, from the next week to 1 week. Run games looks real. For the third straight game, the Bills' offense managed to use their rushing attack effectively. It was not nearly as pretty, but it came in clutch. Buffalo had 105 rushing yards, and after the passing attack didn't look great. The Bills took the lead on a drive mostly using the ground game. It was caped with a rushing touchdown from quarterback Josh Allen. The importance of this two-dimensional offense can't be overstated, especially before the playoffs. And it's really, really good that they're finally understanding that you need to get the run game going so you can mix in play action more and all that other good stuff, right? So you're not one-dimensional on offense. Hold on to the ball. And we're talking to you, James Cook. We're talking to you, Deontay Hardy. Stop putting the ball on the ground. One of the biggest reasons the Chargers stuck around is because of the turnovers the Bills had. That type of messy play cannot happen in pivotal games. I agree. We should have probably lost that game, guys. Luckily, the Chargers are just bad enough where the Bills were, able to get a victory even though they shouldn't have because they lost the turnover battle and time possession. Playoffs. The Bills started slow but turned it on. Buffalo owns their own fate and got the job done. Kudos to the Bills' defense late. Absolutely. And that's the end of that article. And I got through it. I got through that article, guys. So, yeah, man. Listen, if this team wants to make a real run, a legit run in the playoffs, I'm talking Super Bowl run, they got to clean that shit up. It cannot be, 1 week we're fucking, scoring 30 points and the next week we're barely getting 20. And 1 week we're running the ball effectively and the next week we're fumbling the ball. 1 week our defense is holding down, and then next week our defense is giving up touchdowns to Easton Stick. Consistency. And that's one thing the Bills haven't done this whole season. It's been a roller coaster of a season for this team. You don't know what you're getting. But guess what? In the playoffs, it's one and fucking done. Meaning, you can't fucking lose a game. Right? You're done. This isn't best of 7, best of 5, best of 3. You get in, you lose. There is no next week. Right? Right now, regular season, there's 18 weeks, 17 games. You can afford to, play like shit a couple games and still be able to bounce back and go on, a good winning streak, get into the playoffs. But this is it. You can't fuck around in the playoffs. So they got to get their shit right. Got to get the shit right before they get in the playoffs. Once it's crazy because I thought things were getting back on track, and then you go and play the Chargers, and it's just I don't know what that was. That was like watching the Bills and Giants game all over again. Can't have it. They got to play better. Got to play better if they want to win a Super Bowl, man. That's real talk. Yeah, I know. I hear you, man. I think we will beat New England. We're at home. There's no excuse not to beat New England. Let's be real. I get the Patriots just beat the Broncos, but we're a better team. Okay, let's. If the Patriots beat us at home, we don't deserve to make the playoffs. Okay, that's the truth. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Bills handle the business at home, and then I think Week 18 will come down to the division because I think the Dolphins will lose to the Ravens in Baltimore. So, anyways, guys, I've been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm losing my voice. So, Merry Christmas to all. I appreciate all of you guys once again that took their time on Christmas to watch this shitty podcast of mine. And Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. And I'll do it one more time.
It's a Festivus miracle.
Oh.
It's a Festivus miracle.
There you go. And I'm out of here. Bills Mafia, love you. As always, go Bills. Peace out.
Bye.